Recent Islamic thinking from the end of the 19th century till today, and what we see today as what we call Islamic resurgence or revival, has had a very interesting history, a checkered history, where people have evolved so many types of thinking and so many theories. The final analysis and the bottom line has been that the Muslims and the thinkers of Islam were not satisfied with the situation in which they were in the whole century. In spite of the influence they suffered from the Western and other imperialism, and there was a faction or a group of people who liked to be called westernized, or who believed that that was the only civilization which was worth calling civilization. The rest of it all was jungle society. Still there was a class of people who always thought that there was a need for some revival or some change. Unfortunately, there was a group of people, thinkers, among Muslims who believed that there was no need of revival, but there was a need of modernization in Islam. There was a need of dilution. There was a need of what we call compromise, so that we become halfway and the other influence comes halfway, and we get ourselves what we call modernized. That is what Ayatollah al-Khomeini used to call American Islam. Islam where Muslims try to compromise with the influence and they would like to be seen as civilized. It was here that I was quoting last time one of the great thinkers of our time. When I say great, I mean great. I don't mean that I agree with him. There are many thinkers who are great, but we don't necessarily agree with them. We acknowledge their greatness because they have been contributing to the building up of human thinking. They have contributed, so their greatness is acknowledged. If I say that Mahatma Gandhi was great, or for that matter Jaffer was great, or for that matter any philosopher was great, we are acknowledging the greatness. We are not necessarily acquiescing in whatever they said or whatever they meant. One of them was, of course, Allama Iqbal, and last time I was quoting him to say how unsatisfied and disgruntled a Muslim thinker was in those days. He wrote what we call shikwa. Shikwa means complain. And if you look at one of his books, which is called Bang-e-Dara, in that there is a complete shikwa, which has been also translated from Urdu into English and also into Arabic, and now it has been translated into Persian also. But of course, for any original work, you cannot have that taste which you have in the original. And he said, ये शिकायत नहीं हैं उनके खजाने मामूर, नहीं महफिल में जिन्हें बात भी करने का शऊर, कहर तो ये है कि काफिर को मिले हूर व कुसूर, और बेचारे मुसलमान को फकत वादा यहूर. अब वो अल्ताफ नहीं, हम पे इनायात नहीं, बात ये क्या है कि पहली सी मुदारात नहीं. This is what in Allama Iqbal says. हाय खजाने उनके मामूर. The whole wealth, the whole treasure you have given to them. ये शिकायत नहीं. I am not complaining. हाय खजाने उनके मामूर. The khazana and the wealth, the treasure is filled there. That means in the non-Islamic world. नहीं महफिल में जिन्हें बात भी करने का शऊर. Those people have become wealthy who cannot know, they are not even sensible enough to talk. कहर तो ये है कि काफिर को मिले हूर व कुसूर. I mean, the worst part of it is, Ya Allah, that it is the kuffar who have got hur as well as palaces. और बेचारे मुसलमान को फकत वादा है हूर. And a poor Muslim only has a promise, tomorrow. What has happened to you? अब वो अल्ताफ नहीं, no more kindness from you. वो इनायात नहीं, you were so mindful of us. बात ये क्या है कि पहली सी मुदारात नहीं. What has happened to you that you are not so good to us the way you used to be? When Allama Iqbal finished his shikwa, I don't know why he did it, but this is a fact that he did not make an answer immediately. He kept quiet, and the ulama of Islam called him kafir because of this shikwa. They labeled him as kafir. After a few years, he wrote Jawab-e-Shikwa. Now this is a reply supposed to be from Allah to a Muslim, which is called Jawab-e-Shikwa. Now it's again very interesting, but now because I have read this particular couplet, now the answer. Kya kaha? Allah says. Kya kaha? हैं बहरे मुसलमान फकत वादा हूर. शिकवा बेजा भी कहीं हो तो करे बाशऊर. If you want to complain, you must make a sensible complaint. What did you say? That we have only promised you हूर? तुम में हूरों का कोई चाहने वाला ही नहीं. तुम में हूरों का कोई चाहने वाला ही नहीं. जलवे तूर तो मौजूद है, मूसा ही नहीं. You have got to prove yourself. तुम में हूरों, I mean, you just got a promise, but there is no one who loves hur. There is the sign, the divine sign on the Mount of Sinai is still there. Musa is not there to witness it. It is because of these facts. And of course he has gone to say so many things that if we read Jawab-e-Shikwa, then of course the ulama lifted the fatwa of kufr from Allama Iqbal and they reinstated him as a Muslim again. It shows that there is a need for serious thinking. And one of the thinkers, Amir Shakib Arsalan, has written a tract and an essay which I would like to tonight bring before you. Think over this. What happened to the Ummah of Islam? What was the secret of their success? There were three things. And we have lost all. Normally we read the ayat of Quran always. We say, وَاعْتَصِمُوا بِحَبْلِ اللَّهِ جَمِيعًا وَلَا تَفَرَّقُوا. Hold tight to the rope of Allah and do not get divided. But I don't understand why we don't read complete ayah. Everywhere in the lectures you find this is common ayah. وَاعْتَصِمُوا بِحَبْلِ اللَّهِ جَمِيعًا وَلَا تَفَرَّقُوا. Hold tight to the rope of Allah and do not get divided. But there is an ayah which goes not only this, there are three ayahs, one after the other, in which is the secret of Islamic success. وَاعْتَصِمُوا بِحَبْلِ اللَّهِ جَمِيعًا وَلَا تَفَرَّقُوا. Hold tight to the rope of Allah and do not get divided. وَاذْكُرُوا نِعْمَةَ اللَّهِ إِذْ كُنْتُمْ أَعْدَاءً فَأَلَّفَ بَيْنَ قُلُوبِكُمْ فَأَصْبَحْتُمْ بِنِعْمَةِ إِخْوَانًا. And remember that bounty of Allah upon you. When you were enemies against each other, He created a bond of love between you, among you. You became brothers after you had been enemies. You became فَأَصْبَحْتُمْ إِخْوَانًا. وَكُنْتُمْ عَلَى شَفَا حُفْرَةٍ مِّنَ النَّارِ فَأَنْقَذَكُمْ مِنْهَا, and you are on the brink of falling into the fire. Allah saved you. That means it is the secret of success is unity, and the secret of destruction is disunity. وَكُنْتُمْ عَلَى شَفَا حُفْرَةٍ, you are on the brink of falling into fire. Allah saved you. وَكَذَلِكَ يُبَيِّنُ اللَّهُ لَكُمُ الْآيَاتِ لَعَلَّكُمْ تَهْتَدُونَ. Allah shows you and makes clear His signs so that you may go on the right path. وَلْتَكُنْ مِنْكُمْ أُمَّةٌ يَدْعُونَ إِلَى الْخَيْرِ وَيَأْمُرُونَ بِالْمَعْرُوفِ وَيَنْهَوْنَ عَنِ الْمُنْكَرِ وَأُولَٰئِكَ هُمُ الْمُفْلِحُونَ. This is the ayat which followed. Let there be from you a group which calls unto that which is good for the welfare of people. There always has, you see, there are two types of people. There are in fact three types of people. One is called ad-da'i ila al-khair. One who stands up and says, my brothers, let us go and do this which is good for the ummah. It may not be wajib, but it may be welfare work. It may be something which has got some benefit for the ummah, for the people. It may not be wajib, but it has got some meaning in it. Somebody stands up and says, let us go, and others follow. Ad-da'i ila al-khair, one who calls us unto the good. And there is one who follows. At-tabi'. The moment a leader stood up and said, brothers, this is good for us, let us go and engage ourselves in this, you will benefit from it, they follow. But there is one group which is called manna'un lil khair. They stand up only to stop you from going there. Manna' means they put all efforts to see that people do not do good. One of our leaders stands up and says, oh brothers, let us do this particular investment for the community. We will benefit from it. There are others who say, fine, you have said it, we are with you, and they contribute towards the investment. And there is a group which stands up and says, don't do it. The purpose is to deprive the community from the benefit. These people are called manna'un lil khair. Allah says, there should be from you a group, yad'una ila al-khair. They call you unto that which is good. Then, وَيَأْمُرُونَ بِالْمَعْرُوفِ. Then they tell you to do that which is good. وَيَنْهَوْنَ عَنِ الْمُنْكَرِ. They forbid you that which is evil. أُولَٰئِكَ هُمُ الْمُفْلِحُونَ. This is the success. These are the successful people. وَلَا تَكُونُوا كَالَّذِينَ تَفَرَّقُوا وَاخْتَلَفُوا مِنْ بَعْدِ مَا جَاءَهُمُ الْبَيِّنَاتِ أُولَٰئِكَ لَهُمْ عَذَابٌ عَظِيمٌ. And don't be like people who are scattered and divided, and they have differences after having had the knowledge. After knowing that which is the truth, they go on pressing for differences. Do not be like that. If you be like that, then these are the people for whom there is a severe punishment. The severe punishment is what the Ummah of Islam is today undergoing. Islam came with one book, one Qibla, one Prophet, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, one Kaaba, one Qibla, one Sharia. In this jawab shikwa I say, you to Sayyid bhi ho, Mirza bhi ho, Afghan bhi ho. Allah answers, you to Sayyid bhi ho, Mirza bhi ho, Afghan bhi ho, yahi batao कि Musalman bhi ho. You have Sayyids among you and Mirza and all that, and Afghan and Pathan and all that. But we want to know whether are you a Muslim? मनफात एक है इस कौम की, नुकसान भी एक ही सबका हरम, दीन भी ईमान भी एक. Everything is one. हरम पाक भी, अल्लाह भी, कुरान भी, एक क्या बड़ी बात थी होते जो मुसलमान भी एक। फिरका बंदी है कहीं और कहीं जाते हैं, क्या जमाने में पनपने की यही बातें हैं। Now, because of these problems that we have created of difference and factionalism and division, this is what has happened today. The Ummah came to retract its steps. That how many differences we had, what differences were promulgated purposely, I'll come to that. Amir al-Mu'mineen Ali ibn Abi Talib salawatullah salam alayhi, in one of his khutbah gave an example. He used to give sometimes examples. Examples do not mean hadith. Examples mean parables so that people may understand. He said once in a small pen is a boundary where you keep animals, there were 3 cows, a red one, a black one, and a grey one. And a lion who wanted to hunt was all the time there but could not proceed because each cow was defending the other. There are 3 cows. And the lion is trying, but he sees that these grown up, strong cows, they are each trying to defend. The moment he would try to jump, 2 of them would come forward, or 3 of them together would come forward. They were united. So lion would not succeed. If he came from that side, the cows came from this side, all together. This is just a parable which Ali ibn Abi Talib gives. He says, one day the lion talked to the black cow. And he said, my dear, why are you interfering in my work? I have come to promise you one thing, that I am only interested in that red cow. I am not interested in you. On the contrary, I will defend you if anybody comes and attacks you. You get out of the way. See? And I will only attack that red cow and go away. That's all. You will never see me again. I am not interested in you. You are. Let us be friends. Having given him the certificate of protection, the way the British government was giving to us in India, where the Maharajas used to fight against each other because they would give protection to one Maharaja and tell him, we will support you, provided you give the army to kill another Maharaja. See? That cow said, fine, if that is the case, and if I have a guarantee of protection, then tomorrow when you come, I will connive, as if I have not seen. So, second day. The second day when he came, the lion came, he found that 1/3 had been removed. Now there are 2/3. So gradually he made friendship with the grey cow and said, but why are you coming in my way? I am not interested in you. You better get out of my way. I am only interested in this red one. You see? And I will protect you. I will never come again. And if anybody attacks you, I'll be your friend. So that protection was enough. The 3rd day he came and very conveniently he hunted the red one. And thereafter Mulla Ali in his typical way does not mention detail. He said, then you know what happened. Once unity is broken, the enemy gets in conveniently. But how? By creating a group of dissenters and munafiqeen from the community. From within the Muslim community, there would have been no possibility of conquering Bengal in India. But the British government had Mir Jaffer, a hypocrite, who actually acted as an informer, as we say in Gujarati, chor ne ke chori kar, malik ne ke jaan rakh. See, they used to tell the Maharaja something else and report to British government something else. When you succeed to have a cow who is unfaithful cow from within the community, then from there you can see the downfall. And this is the second reason, that hypocrisy crept in, so much so that we had thinkers who started saying that the only civilization is that of America, Britain or France or Japan. The rest, all of it is jungle law, including Sharia of Islam. So we have books after books written in those days where they were not talking about revolution, but they were talking about transformation and transition. The words used then were different. Quran Majid was then translated and explained esoterically. Allama Yusuf Ali has written a beautiful translation, but all his commentaries are esoteric, trying to satisfy the West. I told you last time, when he talks of malaika, he says they mean bacteria. Malaika means vitamins. Shaitan means bacteria, because that is the language of the West. Because if an English reading society cannot comprehend what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala means to say, then we cannot have, we will be labeled as non-civilized people. And from there came all those concocted things. My friend Mr. David is sitting here. I say in his presence that most of the Christian missionaries concocted and manufactured stories against Islam which has no root in any history, neither theirs nor ours, against the personality of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. But this, they concocted it, they made it. You see, and our people were reading their books, whatever was written in English was supposed to be gospel truth. All were lies, fabrication. But they wanted to smear the personality of our Prophet so that our boys and girls who go to English schools, they get those English books, and their opinion about our Prophet is then lowered, and their spirit toward Islam is dampened. Muhammad was called Mahond, and Mahond is supposed to then be one of the names of the devils. Islam was called Mohammedanism, while we know that Islam does not accept this label. There is no Mohammedanism. It is no ism of Muhammad. It is Islam, religion of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The Quran was mistranslated, sometimes totally misrepresented, and they tried to find where they could find fault with Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. The wars that were fought were all defensive wars. They know our Prophet did not raise the sword unless it was absolutely essential. Yet you read the books and you'll find Jang-e-Badr, the Battle of Badr, is described in such a way that the Prophet was just a raider. You know, a raider, one who carries out raids to plunder the people and come back, to gain booty and spoils of war. The marriages of the Prophet, the sensuous, astaghfirullah rabbi wa ta'ala, the sensuous, promiscuous Prophet of Islam, while they know that a man who lived up to 52 had only one wife. Those who want to get engaged into promiscuity, they don't engage after 52. While he was in the prime of his life, he could have had several wives if he liked. In fact, Mushrikeen of Makkah had told him that you retract from your prophethood. We will give you the most beautiful girls of our community in your hand. It is then that the Prophet had said, if they give the sun in my right hand and the moon in my left, I am not going to retract from what I have come with. And they know that the Prophet did not marry virgins, that the Prophet married helpless widows, except Aisha. right? And they know as to what were the reasons behind each marriage. Otherwise, why should the Prophet marry Abu Sufyan's daughter? Why should he marry elderly women who are widows, some of them twice married? He could have chosen, he was a prophet. In Medina, he was already having a government. He could have made selections from each virgin girls and could have married. But that was not the idea. The idea was not of getting married. The idea was he was planning that particular strategy, which of course would help the promulgation of Islam. And remember one thing. You see, it is always a case in human history that when you see somebody with two wives, you always are jealous of him. Ketlo sukhi છે ને બે છે. You see, from outside when you see someone who has got two wives, you are jealous of him. Because you think that he has got two wives. And if he has got three, you are all the more jealous. And if he has got four, then he has reached the maximum. But you don't know where the shoe pinches. It is only the wearer who knows where the shoe pinches. And that man who has got two, there was one Irani early morning in Karbala, he was brushing his teeth and saying, Chigam daram dozan daram. I've got nothing to worry, I have two wives. The other fellow thought that this must be the source of happiness. He had one, he went and married another. Now, he had a house, first floor and ground floor. One was for the first wife, another was for the second wife. Whenever he climbed the staircase, the first from the downward would pull him down. The other from the second one would pull him up. So he went to the Irani and said, Baba, you said Chigam daram. I have no gham. I have nothing to worry. Do zandaram. I have two wives. I followed your advice, but I am in a problem. He said, you didn't hear me complete. Yakidar Karbala, Yakidar Isfahan. I have got one in Karbala, one in Isfahan. Not in the same house. You see? It's a fact of life. The Prophet had 9 wives. True. But read the books. Read the books. The type of torture that these women gave him. Yes, for 1 month, our Prophet did not visit even a single wife and slept in his room alone. Till Umar went, because it is Umar's daughter who had actually tormented the Prophet, Hafsa. And he said, Ya Rasulullah, my daughter and other women are crying, you are visiting them. He said, they have made my life bitter. He wasn't enjoying that life. He had a duty to perform. And the Western scholars knew about it. And they had read in between the lines. Yet they presented him to our readers, Muslims, as one who was promiscuous, enjoying his haram. It was not like that. And the result of this, actually, the summary that Imam Zainul Abidin alayhi salam gave. Imam alayhi salam gave a posthumous analysis, something which you must understand. After Karbala, he said, if the Prophet had not married those women whose kinsmen came to Karbala to kill us, they would not have been able to perform worse than what they did. It means that the Prophet was trying to forestall so many things that at least someone somewhere would realize that because of some relationship they should not do what they did. But Imam alayhi salam said, in spite of that, they did what they wanted to do. So that is the second thing, that when from among ourselves anti-Islamic influence, anti-Ahlul Bayt things came up, then of course Islam weakened. And the third thing is that always there are two extremes, remember this. There is an extreme which does not want to abandon its conservatism. The time of the Prophet was different from the time that we are living in. This is a matter of thinking. I'm talking on very serious subject. In the Prophet's time, some of the words used transformed the meaning afterwards. Those were the times of poverty. And the Prophet lived among people who were poor. Therefore he maintained zuhd the way it was being maintained then. And when wealth poured in Islamic countries, people became rich, then zuhd did not have that meaning which had in the days of the Prophet. Zuhd did not mean renouncing the world. Zuhd meant not to be slave of the world. Nothing stops a Muslim or a Mu'min from becoming rich. But the gold and the silver does not become his master. He is the master of the gold and silver that he has. That is the meaning of zuhd. Now our people who are in conservative thinking, they still believe that we must go back to those days of simplicity where we have no house, no furniture. You ask them, why don't you have sofa set? Un-Islamic. Are Baba, what about the carpet then? The Prophet did not have carpet, he had mats. Keep mats. And then you will know how cold London is. Things change according to have a sofa set at home, or for that matter to have good sitting arrangement at home, to have good furniture at home, to have good clothes to wear is not against zuhd. Zuhd is when I become the slave of these things. You see? So things changed. Now they want us to go backwards that way. Salafiyun. And we must go back. This is what we are being told, zuhd. So much so that ulama were told that you don't have to do anything about politics. You go back. Tasbih and mosque. Tasbih and mosque. And madrasa. This is what Ayatollah Khomeini said in 1963 on the day of Ashura. O ulama of Najaf, rise. O ulama of Najaf and Karbala, rise. The meaning of rising was that from this paraphernalia that you have around you, of only tasbih and sajdaga and musalla, you have to now rise, because the times are different now. So we are to, Saudi Arabia tells us, come to Hajj only for performance of Hajj and then go away. Well, it is true, we are going there for performance. What about other benefits of Hajj? What about other benefits of Hajj? Hadith is there from the Prophet up to our Aimma alayhimus salam. Go to Hajj, perform the manasik of Hajj and know the Ummah. Exchange your views with others. Nationalities from all over the world will come there. Ask them their problems and tell them yours, and seek a sort of a bond so that Hajj can be meaningful. Now that is something which is now totally wiped out. Only go, perform the pilgrimage and come back. Salafiyun. Another problem. And another problem is everything should be modern, Mullah Sahab. Even namaz modern. So we have excess in both. If you talk of taharat and najasat, I remember when I was in Nairobi, I used to tell my friends, those who speak Punjabi, Baba, this is najis. Dil changa, jag changa. Dil changa, jag changa means if my heart and my heart is clean, everything is clean. My heart is good, everything is good. Dil changa, jahan changa means everything is good. What is this taharat, taharat? Allah does not see my shoes, whether it is pak or najis. He does not see my pants, whether it is pak. He sees my heart. If it is pak, it is pak. So when we went into both the excesses, Islam said, fi amanillah, neither here nor there. The meaning was lost. These three things. First, our unity in the name of that Allah who banished all idols. And by banishing all the idols, He banished all the affiliations. And there is only one affiliation among us, you all. We belong to Him and Him alone. Second thing was, he wanted that elimination of hypocrisy. Be a Muslim without apology. Be a Muslim with pride. And number three, it is neither conservatism nor going to the excess of modernization. You have got to stick and understand. Be sensible in adoption of Islam. When the time comes, Ayatollah Khomeini, I am just quoting him, a man did not sacrifice his principles. No. In his life we know, a man who did not have even one namaz shab qaza, ever since he became baligh. Right? When the ministers and all they used to come, they came sometimes uninvited, and they said to him, namaz al-dhuhr time, he would say, it is now appointment with God. Your appointment is over. Now is the time of appointment with Allah. I am standing for prayers. Would you like to join? Nobody could dare say no. Huh? They would join and say, now, it is the sunnah of the Prophet that whoever comes at the time of food in her house, offer him. Now I am going to eat. Will you eat? Nobody could say no. And now, if I were there, I would ask my wife and my daughter to cook. So the minister has come. He kept a fruit and yogurt. May Allah save us from that. Yogurt. You see. And fruit. And one loaf. And said, tafaddal. That which he ate, he offered. Now that minister, he has never eaten those things in his lifetime. The way it is being eaten. And he said, no, but I have an appointment elsewhere. I'm invited elsewhere. I said, fine. Otherwise, this is called noon talabagi. This is the noon of talib ilm. Let's eat together. Did not leave his sunnah. Did not sacrifice his principles. But at the same time, fully aware of what was going on around him. The whole world focused at that man. He prayed. And the world thought, what is this man? He's all the time in prayers. He is prostrating. If you ask him, he speaks few words. But those words were such which shakes the world. Where does it come from? It comes from true Islam, my friend. You and I can do that if we don't compromise unnecessarily. The moment we start pleasing the masters in the world, then the decline came, and it has come. I am reading an ayah of Quran. وَكَانَ حَقًّا عَلَيْنَا نَصْرُ الْمُؤْمِنِينَ. Allahu Akbar. It is due from us, due. وَكَانَ حَقًّا عَلَيْنَا. Allah says it is due from us. That means as if he is putting an obligation upon himself. حَقًّا عَلَيْنَا نَصْرَ الْمُؤْمِنِينَ. It is due from us that we help those who believe. But you have got to be the believers. Then it is due from us that we help you. That help does not come because we are shaky. Inshallah, as we go forward in next Friday and after Friday, as I cite instances after instances from the lives of Jamaluddin Afghani, from Allama Iqbal, from Hassan al-Banna, from Abul A'la Maududi, and many others, you'll find how the thinking changed till we came to where we are. And we don't know what will be next. We don't know. But we have got to keep ourselves ready for the advent of our Imam. Ajjalallahu Farajahu Sharif. Wassalamu alaikum.